So yeah, so it's a sort of game where like you have resources and it takes time for them to generate like real time. Um,
Which
this is
what we talking?
Fallout Shelter.
Oh, shelter. Yeah,
Yeah. So like you have energy, you need energy to power the rooms. You need people to work in the rooms. You need food to feed the people, and you also need water to keep the people healthy. Um, so everything's you have to make like the right balance sort of thing. And I was like, that's okay, I guess. They were like, oh, we've got in-app purchases, but it's totally optional. You don't really need to buy them and stuff like that. And then they just at the mic drop, they were like, oh, by the way, it's available now. Just walked away. I literally scrambled for my phone. I was like, oh, like, and and I'm already like a day late. I'm already like a day behind because I'm watching it like on YouTube. I was like, like getting to the iPad and the phone, like download, deleting all shit off my phone, trying to download it. It's okay. I mean, it's alright. It's just the novelty of kind of it doesn't link to any of the story or anything like that, but it's just funny to see
no.
what the community are doing with it. Like, there's a vault in Fallout 3. I think it's Vault 108. I could be wrong. Where, by the way, if you're not really into the Fallout games, at least go on YouTube and like look for the Fallout vaults and like look at the experiments that happened in the vaults.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah, yeah.
some of them are actually
Those are,
really interesting because it's
mm.
government experiments, isn't it? Like social experiments as well as
Yeah, what they
a
did
safe
is like the
safe zone.
government,
So
like,
so they sold the
yeah,
vaults on basically, oh, you need somewhere safe to stay if should there be a nuclear fallout sort of thing. Um, this is dating all the way back to one. Um, but actually, the government
the
were using it
government
as
was
social
using it.
experiments because it's basically lab rats. Like you've got access to a contained
Well, not
society
just,
basically.
yeah, yeah, not just
Um,
lab rats. Like this is like one of them.
yeah.
They just like fucking not inject. There's like gas everyone
Oh
or
yeah.
made everyone
There's
paranoid.
one. There's one
Just
where
like,
yeah.
oh,
There's one where they left the vault door open slightly, so that radiation slowly
radiation
leaked in
comes
over
in.
time and it just turned
Yeah,
everyone into mutants.
yeah.
There's another one where
My favorite
the
one's
Vault
the
10
clone one.
yeah, that's the one I was going to talk about. Vault 108.
Uh,
So like there's one where they sent a scientist down and he started doing cloning like they Vault-Tec paid for him to be able to have a laboratory and investigate
yeah.
cloning so he could clone people, and it got to the point where he cloned himself and just kept making clones of himself. Then all the
Killed
clones
everyone
went
else.
crazy and killed everyone else. So when you go into this vault, it's just like
What do they say?
a vault full of people called Gary 1 to like
Oh yeah,
1 to
yeah,
25, and like when you run towards them, like, and they see you and they become hostile towards you, they just run towards you going, Gary,
Gary, yeah.
Gary, like just run towards you like bats, like Gary, and then you meet the actual Gary.
Hold on.
Well,
Oh,
What's the
moth,
where is it?
spider.
Daniel has
Dun,
foot
No, it's
dun,
fetish.
like
Don't make
dun,
fun.
dun,
where
dun,
is
dun,
it?
dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun,
Battle music
dun,
going,
dun,
boys.
dun, 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 dun. Lemon
Wait, I
break.
can't see. I can't hear what you're saying. Oh, what's up? Oh, BRB.
Wait, what other faults
So yeah,
were
Vault 69, which I think is a very appropriate number, which was the vault where they put 68 women in a vault and one man.
uh,
Like, that's a good one. There's also a reverse one of that where they put 68 men and one woman. How did it get from in front, like behind the camera, to all the way on the ceiling behind them?
right. Oh, one of my favorite,
Yeah.
one of my good votes is like they were told that they have to sacrifice one vault member
Oh yeah,
every year,
yeah, that's a good one. That.
like just to survive. But like if they all like commuted
But
together,
if they all like refuse to do it, they
if
were
they all
actually
like
set
refused
free.
to, yeah, they would be like all saved anyway.
But they
Like,
didn't
the
know
doors
that. Like
wouldn't be
they would
open.
basically
They went crazy.
it was
Well,
like no, they didn't go crazy. They just
yeah, they
had
start
a
like fighting
system.
each other, like. But it's normally the overseer, so everyone's like
Yeah.
voting
So
for
everyone
like
votes
the
for like
people
bad
they
people.
hate.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Dan, by the way, on killing that spider.
Thanks. Sorry about that.
Megan-
I love
I
how
don't
Meg's
see that.
just cleaning up the carcass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta hang that up on your wall.
Head on the wall, big moth. Yeah.
It was like, what was it? Like a daddy long. It was sort of like a. It looked like that. I think it was just the daddy long legs, but
Call me
it looked a
daddy.
bit. It looked a bit weird, and it wasn't like flying or anything. It was like hovering like above stuff. Like
Mm.
like quite low down. It was proper weird. It
Yeah.
wasn't gonna. Yeah. Anyway,
Trying to think of another one.
Go on.
There was that one where um,
Mm.
didn't they like invest in herbology? So like they give them lots of plants, like wildlife to live with, and like to try and create sustainable
Sustain-
resources. And like the spores, like from like Last of Us, the spores from the plants just turned everyone into like crazy, like mutant
Crazy.
hybrid
Oh,
like
okay.
plant people. There's
I
also
don't.
like the hallucinogenic one's quite good as well,
Oh
where
yeah.
they pumped.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't that
There's
like a
like a
leak
few
or something?
survivors.
Wasn't that like a leak or
Yeah, yeah.
something where and then
Well,
your
they put
character.
that's the one. They put this gas. They just gassed the whole
Mm.
vault with like some hallucinogenic and made everyone crazy.
Oh yeah,
A
and,
few
and
survivors.
it's so crazy. Like if you go into like some of the rooms, that's what I like about Fallout. You're basically investigating. It's kind of like when you think
Yeah.
about Mount
There's like a lot of
Vesuvius,
story about it.
Mount
With
Vesuvius,
everything.
and like you about like people who are like frozen in time sort of thing. Like in that gas chamber one, you go into like locked doors where like there's just like a family of people, like a family of skeletons in a bed where
Oh
they've just
yeah.
like locked themselves in the room and just died. From the gas sort of thing. It's proper dark if you like,
Mm.
There's one of them.
if you proper take to it,
They
like.
like left a voice recording and like they like basically suicided. Like
Oh yeah,
because like it was like, oh, there's a few survivors left, but then you just see skeletons on the voice recording. And it's like,
yeah.
and they saw us like shot. She's like just like fucking pull
It's
the trigger.
heavy.
On and
If
shit.
you like take your time and you like really investigate stuff, it's proper
Mhm.
worthwhile experience. Um,
I've
But-
I've can't relate. I've just never played a
Yeah.
Fallout game before.
I think Defo next on your list, lad.
Yeah.
Or at least before number 4 comes out. I mean, everyone moans about
Yeah,
New
'cause
Vegas. I like New Vegas personally, just because I'm just a big fan of the series. But Fallout
I
3
re-
definitely is like an essential.
I really want to just because I feel like I'm left out the loop on this one. Like all the hype and that.
Yeah.
I don't want to be. I don't want to fall behind as well when you're all playing it, and I'll be like,
Mm.
"Oh,
Oh.
I haven't played the first 3 yet." Oh,
I mean,
can't
one
afford-"
and two are good just because of the like. I mean, it's kind of like Roller Coaster Tycoon,
style,
just the isometric. Like, it's just good to play because I like that style of game. Not really essential to play. I mean, you can get away with not playing them. They're quite hard. Number one's really hard. Brother the Steel isn't as good as the other. That's like a spin-off one. But yeah, I feel like we could talk about Fallout for hours. We talked about it last podcast as well.
Did we
You
talk
remember?
about crafting? Not crafting. The building and dog meat and everything.
What?
Dog meat? The dog?
The dog? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is it
Well,
actually-
when the
is it
dog came
actually-
on the trailer,
Oh,
and
yeah.
like
we
in the
spoke about,
gameplay,
spoke about
everyone's
this
like,
though,
"Okay."
didn't we? Like on the last podcast, because the last
Yeah, they were
podcast
proper
we did was
chill.
when they did the thing. Yeah.
Oh yeah. But like the gameplay, he wakes up 200 days in the 200 years
Yeah.
in the future. It's like, whoa,
I
what?
don't
No,
think I don't think it's 200 years, is it?
no, it's 200 years.
Is it 200 years?
But yeah, basically how the gameplay trailer ended. Well, not ended. It's like they get to the vault and he's on top of it, and the explosion happened,
Yeah.
and then it just like
And then it cuts
then he
to
just
him like
wakes up.
getting out. So do you think that'll be his ancestor, or do you think it'll be some sort of experiment where he's like
No, it's
Captain
him.
Captain
Or
America,
either
like
it's
frozen in time?
either that, because it's definitely the same person, or a clone of some sort.
Yeah.
Because you know the robots, there's what is it, the manservants?
Oh yeah, it recognizes you, doesn't it?
Yeah, he was like, oh, you're 200 years, 201 years late for dinner. It's like, and he's making jokes. Like,
Yeah.
it's so funny because like all the robots are pretty much
I love them
crazy.
robots, and I love the way they've kept the robots the same as well. Like they're just iconic for
Making
them.
like silly
Like,
puns.
I feel like them robots get like proper overlooked. Like they're such a iconic symbol for the fall of is like sort of the 3-armed
Yeah.
like floating robot. They're in like every one of them.
What was one of the jokes that Mr. Gusty tells? It's like
Oh, Mr.
Two
Gusty,
protons.
remember it? Oh, shit.
2 protons walk to a bar and
Oh
something
yeah.
about
Two protons walk into a bar, and ask for a drink. They ask the bartender how much, and he says, "For you, no charge."
yeah. I was like, it's just all these like stupid jokes. So it's just like lightens the mood a little bit on Fallout, but then you kind of
Yeah,
realize that everyone
the
kind of
the contrast between like the bleak and like just like when there's little like spurts of humor like that just probably breaks the tension. It's so funny. But yeah, should we Fallout? What else was there to say? I mean, they showed it at the Microsoft conference as well. Showed a bit more of a longer demo of it. Looks like they've tidied up all like the HUD. Looks a bit cleaner. I have to stay on camera now. On statement, I will be getting the collector's edition because that's just I'm just mad and I need the Pip-Boy. Even if it can't get hold of one, 'cause I've heard they're like selling out like hot shit. That app will be so much more useful because with Fallout you're spending most of your time like Skyrim, in your start menu, repairing stuff, swapping stuff out, etc. Because literally every enemy I kill in Fallout, I search the body. If they've got a gun there, I've got pick the gun up, repair my gun with it. So the condition's always high. And it takes up so much time just pausing all the time. It'd be so good to just have it on an iPad on the table, just like whoop, whoop, fix. It'd be cool.
Is Fallout 4 is the collector's edition out already?
In America and Japan it
Oh.
is. America and Canada maybe. I'm subscribed to updates for when they announce the European one, but I don't know when it's gonna be. But they were like, we're gonna make sure there's enough. Before we move on, Bethesda, I wrote down they also announced the Elder Scrolls trading card game as well, which I'm not really interested in.
Cool.
Ooh.
Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Next.
I didn't. I must have missed that.
Yeah. I mean, just jumping on the bandwagon really, aren't they? Like,
Yeah.
not really too.
Well-
I mean, it'd be fun to have, I guess, just for like the characters. But again, it's just
It's
like,
free
the
to
I
play,
novelty
won't
is
of
buy
it.
it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah. Let's move on. Are we going in order of the conferences? So should we do Microsoft next?
I do.
Yeah. So Microsoft, I'm not. Well, I don't like saying I'm not a big fan of Microsoft because I am. Like,
I'm not really. Well, I used to be. I'm not so much
Yeah.
anymore. I don't. get
Microsoft
that
can't
bit.
like. I've always been I hate the word fanboy as well, but I've always been
Yeah.
more sort of Sony's side. So the Microsoft conference, I'm always a bit like thingy for.
Yeah.
They came out. What have I wrote there?
That's some pretty
HoloLens,
good
was it?
stuff.
I don't even know what I've wrote. Yeah. So there was like Halo 5. I mean, we knew it was gonna come.
Cool.
We knew it was happening. I'm
Super
kind
cool.
of just burnt out on Halo now.
I'm not asked about Halo. I
No.
think that's one of the main
I
reasons.
don't think many
It's-
people are, to be honest. I kind of think like everyone got really hooked on Halo 3 and
I thi-
4 multiplayer, and like most people don't.
Yeah.
Most people aren't asked about the story, and
Yeah.
apparently this
The-
story doesn't even. This story just follows how Chief became a traitor, apparently, and you don't even play as him. I don't know, but I mean, I said
Mm.
if it lives up to the hype, I'll probably buy an Xbox, for the new Halo and the new Gears, because I do probably like the Gears of War series.
It's pretty good actually.
One thing, I mean, I don't really have a reason to buy an Xbox One at the minute. It's just kind of like a wasted investment for me because I've got a PS4. So any game, there isn't that many exclusive sort of thing. But one thing that they did announce at the conference, which kind of swayed me towards getting one, was the backwards compatibility announcement.
Mm.
That-
Alright.
When I heard about that, I was kind of like, oh shit, like that's my reason to get one. Like not get rid of the Xbox 360 because I never like throw my consoles out or anything. I felt so bad like when I got my Wii U. I'd already started. What was I playing on the Wii? I think it might have been Twilight Princess. I was playing on the Wii, and I'd already started there on the Wii. So when I got the Wii U, I was midway through it. I was like, okay, I'll finish Twilight Princess on the Wii first before I put it away. After I finished Twilight Princess, I kind of just like packed the Wii into its box and just like put it on the shelf. I felt like it was like
Like
Wheezy.
Toy Story.
Yeah, Toy Story.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Wheezy just like putting it on the shelf. Like, and then the Wii U is just like a thing, just singing the Jessie song. When she used to love me,
When,
or whatever it is.
when
That's
somebody loved
They
me.
drove for miles and miles forever. I don't know. But yeah, it was like that. I felt so sad. Packing the Wii away.
She
Yeah.
loved me.
Yeah.
Oh, and she just gets pure left in a box.
Yeah.
Oh.
Pure puppy.
Oh.
But yeah. So I was like, that's probably my reason to buy an Xbox One is the backwards compatibility. I've still got a few Xbox games that I need to play.
Big move.
Fable 3.
But
I
But you're
haven't-
still paying. You're still paying for Xbox.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm still paying for the
Despite not
Xbox
playing.
Live, despite literally never playing it. But then the whole controversy came out about when they go into cause so like E3 is weird because like they announce all this stuff and it's like everyone gets hyped for it and then a few days later it's like, oh, actually here's the small print. So
Mm-hmm.
they announced the backwards compatibility. Everyone was like, "Woo, that's sick," sort of thing. And then it came out that there's actually like 3 games that are compatible with it from at this point.
Yeah.
You have to be part of Xbox One Premium or whatever it is or preview to use it at the minute.
Yeah.
And after that, they were saying there's only going to be 150 titles compatible with it by like the end of next year, which compared to the Xbox 360 library is not that much at all.
Isn't it? Like it
It'll be
doesn't
the-
actually. You can't
oh,
like
and
put
it's
your
also
360 disc in. It's
no,
like you
no,
put the
you
disc in and it
and it
downloads
downloads it, yeah.
off the
So
internet.
another thing was, I think it might have been Pat talking about this. He was saying that it's only first party titles for starters. Any third party titles, they have to go back to the publisher and like ask for permission for them to like
That makes sense. Like,
recode it. Yeah, but what about like companies that have gone bankrupt since? What about like Bulletstorm and
well, the,
other games where the publisher have gone under and stuff like that?
well,
What,
I'm
like,
sure
what
the
are you gonna
files
do?
are still existent or some sort. Like, I'm sure they can.
Yeah,
like-
but no, they need permission from the company. That's what
Yeah,
they
but
were
if the
saying.
company's gone, then like, where does the revenue goes in? If the game's still like, where does it go? Who does it go to? Somebody has to own it,
Yeah.
and then
No,
somebody
but-
has to like,
but
it has to go to something, someone.
Own
It's
the
just not.
rights to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, somebody has to like, okay,
don't-
now since we've
I
gone
can't remember.
bankrupt, it
Well,
goes
Dodger
to
was
either.
talking about it as well, wasn't she? Like,
Yeah.
she was saying.
Well, if the developer's gone bankrupt, I assume it goes to the publisher.
Right.
Or
Vice
I'm just
versa.
assuming
That's
because
true,
makes sense.
Yeah, but it's still
So,
weird.
like, who's
still
the
weird,
publisher?
and that kind of threw me off. One game that really stood out to me, Beyond Eyes. Did you see that? So it's like
No,
this
no.
I
weird.
probably.
You know that
but
game I was
will
telling you
go.
about a few weeks ago? Is a persistence or perception, the sort of survival horror, not survival horror game. The horror game where you
Which
like
game?
where you're blind and you tap on the
Oh,
floor.
blind. Yeah,
And
yeah.
sort of thing. So it's the same sort of thing. You play as this girl. They didn't talk much about her. Play as this girl who can't see, and it's just like this. They're pretty game, but then it was like coming first to Xbox, so you know it's gonna come to PS4 anyway. So wasn't too asked. Cuphead. Did you see that, Dan? That
Which
looked
one
like
was
right.
Cuphead?
The one that looked like it was animated by Disney. I'm pretty sure it was. Like it looked like it was animated by like someone in the 50s in Disney. It looked like
Probably-
Steamboat Willie.
Yeah.
Did you see
yeah,
it? It looked
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
so sweet.
I really
I want to
I
watch the
really
trailer now.
like the look of it. Yeah, I do remember. Yeah, 'cause I remember thinking, oh, that looks
Looks
nice.
Proper Disney. Even like all like
Looks
I remember the
really well
boss.
animated.
Do you remember in Mickey Mania, like the big buff guys who like spit corks at you, or I think
Yeah,
I used to think they
yeah,
were corks, but I
yeah.
think it's just spit. Like
Spit,
there's a
yeah, it's
point where in the trailer
Pete's
there's like
in
a
it.
boss. Oh, Pete, yeah, it is, yeah.
It's like old.
Yeah, and he like struts up and down the harbour, and
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
like,
Yeah, you have to knock him out, so, and then you jump on his belly to get like
yeah,
a fancy boost.
and you go on little cranes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a boss where it's like spitting. It's also got like the big Disney cheeks and like the
Yeah,
it
yeah.
just looks so good. Proper reminds me of like Disney-esque stuff. Rise of the Tomb Raider. Not even too asked about it, to be honest. They started off by
Really?
saying
Tomb Raider.
it's like an exclusive. Turns out it's not at all. It's coming to PS4 as well. The No kind of got a release date on that. The thing is, like the last Tomb Raider was good. I felt like that kind of hit the sweet spot for me though. Like I don't need another one, sort of thing. It looked exactly the same, to be honest. I was watching it and I was like, this looks
Isn't it
exactly
like a
the same.
direct sequel?
Probably, like, because that Tomb Raider
It's
is
like the best one.
a reboot. Well, it's a reboot. It's a like a prequel, and it was
Mhm.
good. It was good. Good experience, kind of like watching a film. Like, you know, you go to see a film in the pictures. It's like that was good to watch. Like,
Yeah.
it was kind of like that, just cinematic. And I don't know if I'll even pick up the Rise of Tomb Raider, to be honest with you. I'll save
I don't
I'll
know.
save the best for last. Gears of War remastered and Gears of War 4. They announced both of them. Gears of War Ultimate Edition, I think they called it. People knew it was coming, so the surprise wasn't even that big. Gears 4
Yeah.
looked gritty as fuck. Like that was probably my main reason for getting an Xbox would be Gears 4 at the minute. Looks so good.
Tell you what I did enjoy as well, actually, the trailer they released for Dark Souls 3.
Mm, of course, yeah, I didn't even write that down.
It looked
You know why?
like
You know why I didn't write it
bots.
down? I felt really bitter that Microsoft got to play it, not
Yeah,
Sony. Like,
yeah,
I feel like
I get that.
Sony should have had it because of Bloodborne,
Mm.
but I mean, that was just me being bitter. I was like, Microsoft playing Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Because you weren't watching it, where you were like,
No
oh,
gates.
you were like, I'm not. You were like, you weren't too asked about the Microsoft one. And I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
I was like half.
I was like, do you mind spoilers then? And you were like, no. I was like, oh, they just announced Dark Souls 3. And you're like, okay, I'm watching.
What's it? Yeah.
The trailer was fucking. Oh, did you see the fucking booth they had for Dark Souls 3? Like on the
No.
actual show floor, lad.
Oh,
my
yeah.
god,
Oh,
did you see it?
does look
It was
good.
the king.
Yeah,
You know the king. I assume it's from number 2.
Yeah, yeah.
I haven't played number 2, but the king. They had him, lads, with a big fucking like sword in the ground, and he was like kneeling to it, and like it must have been stuck in. Well, it was stuck in a fountain, but it was like stuck in like the
Yeah,
floor,
yeah.
and it was just like water spraying out, lad. And there was big fucking gates behind, lad. It looked fucking beastly. It was like it looked like the best set I'd seen. But apart from me, really,
Yeah, buddy.
but I don't know. I get like proper excited over stuff like that, as you can probably tell.
Yeah.
Like I just get like,
Wow.
ooh, like wow. But the main thing that I thought was sick from the Microsoft one, it actually gave me goosebumps, was the HoloLens.
I know you said. Yeah.
Like-
Minecraft. When we were playing Minecraft.
Minecraft, I have a weird history with Minecraft. I used to fucking hate it, and then I remember getting it on the PS3 or 4.
Yeah, it was because like
When it
somebody
free-
like
yeah,
discovered
no,
a way to get it
yeah.
for free.
Someone discovered like a hack how to get it for free, and I ended up getting it on like every
Yeah.
platform for nothing. Please, Sony, don't sue me. Um,
Yeah.
and I remember playing it, and I was like, "This fucking Minecraft, fucking hate this." Oh no, actually no. You know what? I played it on the Xbox 360 when I got the Xbox 360 when I got my new one. I remember getting it
Was
on
it?
that because I didn't have any games for the 360, so and it was like late at night, so I just bought it off the Microsoft store, and I remember like the music kind of lends Minecraft's atmosphere. I think, like you just lose yourself in Minecraft, but I think the music aids it, sort of thing. When I'm doing work for university, the first album I'll chuck on is Minecraft because it kind of just distances me from everything, and it's really weird. Maybe it's just me, I don't know. But I played it on the PS4 as well. I was like, I'm just playing for the trophies, really. When you had Sunborn, Richard,
Yeah.
I took my PlayStation there one time. I think it might have been when Joe was away. Remember when we had like me and you just chilled when
Yeah,
Joe was
yeah.
away.
Yeah.
I remember waking up before you, and I just went downstairs early morning. It must have been like 9 o'clock. I had a little butty, and like just put Minecraft on. And I was just exploring all little dungeons and stuff, and I just get lost in it, and then kind of went off it because it gets boring. So then
This is why.
they announced
Like,
this HoloLens thing. So the guy's like, here's our little VR sort of thing. Everyone's like,
Yeah.
oh, what's this thing? Like, no one's seen this before. Puts these glasses on, and he's like, now this camera is set up so you'll be able to see it at home and all stuff like that, trying to like amp everyone up. And then the next minute he looks at a table and presses like a little button on the side, and it just loads like this Minecraft world onto the table, and I literally like the whole table like sinks in first, and then it's like rises up out the floor, and I was literally just like,
Fuck.
and like the music like the Minecraft soundtrack, I was like, I was literally like goosebumps. I was like, wow, that's fucking incredible. That's so fucking good. And like,
The way it's all like real time as
yeah,
well.
it's all real time. So like you can see your your buddy like running
When
around.
he
in
like looks in, he moves
Yeah,
the camera like into the
Yeah,
little window.
and I was like,
on the
okay,
table, and
I was
she's
like,
waving.
I was like,
Um,
okay.
She, like she controlling it from
yeah.
the iPad.
I was like, let's not get too hyped. Like it's just like basically a monitor in it. And then he starts going, nope, we can control the world. And he starts
Yeah.
like pinching, moving it up and down. And I was like, okay, that's fucking sick. And he was like, as you can tell, he starts going about like the DPI and the pixel resolution. He's like, we can get up close, and he puts his head inside the fucking castle with his mate stood inside it, and his mate's like, and I was like, oh my god, I need one right now. And then he's like, he's like, I'm just gonna make sure it's safe for Rachel to dig underneath, and he like pulls the whole world up, and you can see like there's a little fortress underneath her, and he's like, hang on, I'm just gonna put some TNT, put the TNT in for her, and like they blow up and then she goes down. I was like, oh my god, like you're fucking incredible. But then there was all controversy around it because like apparently it's not
when they
actually,
first announced it.
when they first announced it, they give off the impression that it's this sort of VR goggle, when in reality it's actually just like this little square. So like, if you're too close to something, it kind of borders off like a TV would, which kind of, I mean, not a big deal.
Basically,
but
it gives it
kinda
like
made
a
it feel
certain
cheap.
area where, but
Yeah.
like when they first announced it or like showed it off, it felt like it covers your whole field of view.
Yeah.
Where it only, but who knows? They
But then,
could be working towards that.
I wasn't even too asked about that. It was just the fact that they'd
Yeah,
got this
People
amazing
ask-
piece of kit, and it just felt like they'd like sort of rushed it out. Like, why wouldn't you just put it into development a bit longer and have a full VR headset sort of thing? Have Microsoft even got like a VR headset coming out?
Microsoft.
Yeah, they haven't, have they?
Not really.
They got the Morpheus
Isn't
for
that what
Sony. Oculus is like just independent.
Isn't that?
That's
Oh, I guess
thought
now
they
they're working.
like sort of. I thought they sort of like adopted the Oculus.
Yeah,
Kinda.
well, yeah, because it's Microsoft, like, but
PC.
like it's just
Yeah.
weird. Just weird. It kind of felt like, and Sony are usually the ones to do stuff like this, where they just like rush peripherals out, and it feels
Yeah,
lazy
yeah.
and rushed. But at first, I was like, that's fucking like, I would imagine having that as like as a kid. Like,
Yeah.
put yourself like, imagine fucking 3-year-old Dan, or maybe a bit
I
older,
know.
playing with that as a kid, lads. Just
I'll
seeing.
tell you
all
what,
that sort of
lads, I
stuff.
wouldn't know I was bloody born. I tell you.
I'd like to do this. I'll butcher it.
Jesus.
No one know what it is. You know, you bloody burn you. Well, yeah, that's what I took from the mic. Do you just want to add anything to anything on the Microsoft one?
Microsoft.
Not really.
Nah, I didn't watch it.
Yeah,
Didn't watch it.
Really?
Dark
No,
Souls
no,
and
sorry.
the Minecraft demonstration was pretty much
Yeah.
the shit.
Who was after
Yeah.
Microsoft? Was it Ubi or EA? It was EA, wasn't it?
It was one of them.
Have you
Yeah.
not
Just go for it. Just go for EA.
Yeah.
Uh,
I tell you what,
EA.
I thought Battlefront, like visually,
Looks
looked
good.
like Hoth looked boss.
Yeah.
I thought
visually
it looked
looked
stunning
looked
visually,
almost
yeah.
like real, like
Yeah.
scarily
It
real.
was
There's
scary,
one
yeah.
bit in particular that I had to watch back a couple of times where like they're coming out of the base in Hoth towards like the stormtroopers are sort of flooding in, and one stormtrooper pops up and he gets in the scope and he like
Yeah.
shoots him, and he does like the Star Wars style, like, you know, the
Yeah.
fucking Shatner type death, like the sort of like over exaggerated, and it looked
Yeah.
real. I was like, that's like Star Wars film. That's like exactly how they die.
Yeah.
I was like, that looks too real to be good. The one thing I was happy about was the fact that they had playable demos in E3. So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they weren't even bullshit. It wasn't like this is sort of like our tech demo sort of thing. It was like, you can play this. Hey people, Gunfinger, listen. I'm listening. Monster fart. Hey guys, doesn't
Monster.
Quicksilver die at the end? What? Hi, Monster fart.
What's the fucking dark cool?
That's cool. This is the no spoilers.
Quicksilver
podcast.
always dies.
Yeah, Battlefront, yeah. Just blown away by it. Not much more I can say on the matter. EA, it's just sports, isn't it? It's just sports most of the time.
Yeah.
I wrote down a few though. Need for Speed, the new one. Did you see the drift cam?
No.
I was half watching it. Like, I think
So,
I was
like,
Skyping.
Monster
at the time as well.
fart, say
Like,
my-
it was-
say
it
my
was
name.
half-
Walter
Say
White.
my
You're goddamn
Monster
right.
fight. Monster fart.
You have any questions, by the way, guys? Feel free to
Do you have any questions?
shout them out. Yeah, so Need for Speed.
Relating.
They're showing all this sort of, you know, the way they do with Need for Speed. It's sort of like, you're an underground racer, you don't give a fuck, and you're against the cops, sort of thing. It's like, you've got to race from here to here to be cool.
Yeah.
Like, so they started racing this thing. It's like going super fast, sort of thing. And then like whenever you drift around the corner, like the camera goes right down onto the floor, like, and like, so imagine you're drifting around like a right hand corner, the camera goes right down to like left hand bar. You're gonna die at the end of Need for Speed. Well, we're all gonna die. Yeah, but not this week. Yeah, so the camera like shifts like
Sorry,
down
that
to like
was
the
like
bottom of the spoiler, and it does like this weird sickly effect. And at first I was like, that's weird. And then I spoke to our Ryan about it, and he was like, yeah, looks a bit like sickly. That I don't think I'd be able to I'd be able to hack that sort of thing. And I knew that was going to be on everyone's mind. So when Rooster Teeth were interviewing the guys at Need for Speed, like all the Twitter questions were literally like, "Fucking drift cam looks fucking shit. Like that's gonna make me sick," sort of thing. Obviously, Rooster Teeth worded it politely. They were like, "Some people may think that the drift cam may cause like motion sickness. It looks a bit weird," sort of thing.
Is it optional, or does it always do it?
And then the guy was like, "Oh well, just so you know, it is optional. Like we were just doing that to show how good we are." And it's like, at least you tried. Like you don't need it. Like that's not that's just like thingy.
I guess it makes good for like visual effects.
Yeah,
like,
that's
someone
all
wants
it
to
is. Really.
record
It's
it
just like
and,
the cinematicy of it. Rooster Teeth is for children, by the way. You know what? Like I used to think that myself, but the patch and like the no are actually really like informative. Like
you're gonna get hits at the end of the drift.
they at the end of the drift camp. Yeah. Rooster Teeth. Yeah, they're actually really informative. I really enjoy watching them. Plus, once you've listened to the podcast and stuff, you really get to know the people. It's good. The one thing they said about Need for Speed was, obviously they came out and they were like, "We've been making Need for Speed games for X amount of years and we've learned so much. We're gonna make everything of all the other games and put it into this one." It's like, you just make like a different game. Just stop giving us Need for Speed games. Just make something completely different. Like it's like, we've learned this much. We're gonna combine it for a super Need for Speed. It's like
Super need.
I don't know if that's. I mean,
Wait, is Need for Speed was the one where like it starts off where you're talking to some redneck in a garage and he gets it.
yeah,
like,
that is the one. Yeah.
And like they're like
Aaron
when they
Paul.
like, oh, you can't tell the difference between what's real and what's fucking
Yeah.
in game, and like
And they
you
were
can
actually
clearly
real
tell
actors.
that
It was
car on the back.
really actors.
Oh, that's a real car.
Yeah.
No, it's so. I
Need for
do
Speed
admit it does
Rivals
look
was
good.
fucking
Oh.
shite. I've got it on the
Rivals.
PS4. It was one of the first PS4 games I got. And it's fucking shite.
I think EA just like so focused on business. It's like
Yeah.
they like literally they smell what sells. They know what makes money, so they're just gonna rinse and repeat it and
Exactly.
just put a new coat
Exactly,
on it
mate.
each time. Just
And the thing
to
is, like, they know
do
it
it.
sells, so
reel it in.
they're not gonna lose money. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Unravel. You guys see that on the
Yeah, I
one?
did.
Mate, I felt
that-
I
yeah.
felt so
Wait,
fucking like.
Dan,
How do I feel?
which one
Was
is
that
it?
the little red guy?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
lad,
yeah.
I felt
That
so.
Oh.
I would say I felt sorry for him, but like, I felt for him, sort of thing.
Yeah,
Because like
I
he
was
came
like,
out,
"Aw."
he came out, and he was like,
Oh, he's
yeah,
so proper
he's like,
nervous. So he's like shaking.
Yeah.
This,
Did you
this
see
is
his hands?
Yeah, he was literally
proper
just like,
shaking when he brought out his little.
this is
twine,
my. He's like,
or
this is
whatever
my,
his
this is
name
my
was.
game, and it kind of replicates life because we kind of don't know. And like everyone was like, we were like cheering him because he was like nervous. He was like, "Oh, thank you,"
Yeah.
and he was like, and I spent 2 years at a camp with my family.
2 years at a camp.
Like oh no, he
Here's
says
the photo.
he says 2 years
2 years
ago
ago.
he was at camp with his family and he's like, that's where Tiny came from. And he like reaches into his jacket really nervously. He's like pulls out. He's like, I felt so bad for him.
It does
but
look good, like
it does look
especially
good.
with his
I'll probably
photos,
buy it.
and like he was like putting the string on, like that's
Yeah,
like really
yeah.
good.
Yeah, really good,
developments,
really
like,
good.
practical.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Really good research. Yanni,
That
it was
looked
called
like
the name. I've wrote it down.
Yanni.
Yanni. No, but
Yanni, yeah.
he just seems so humble. I mean, it didn't seem like much in terms of a game. It just, I mean, if you've
The
played,
heart
if you've
was
played,
there,
if you play, if you've played Little Big Planet, it just it just
Yeah.
looked like like it was made on Little Big Planet. I kind of feel like there's more of a, rather than there being a message behind the story, I think it's more of a message behind the character, how like the character unravels sort of thing, rather than having a story where it's like, you must save your friends, blah blah. It's more like
Yeah.
the
The
like
journey,
what
yeah.
actually happens to the character sort of thing, which I mean, it's a nice way to convey a message.
Like what was the story? I think he said like
Hmm.
you're trying to like connect your lost memories or some sort.
Really,
With the string.
I didn't know. I thought
Because
it-
I think he said like the string represents like the memories attached to each
Yeah.
thing is attached to.
Is
and,
the
like,
stream
you're trying to,
joke?
like-
No, it isn't. Sorry.
reattach them and like
Yeah.
regain memories.
He's like,
But
it's kind
yeah.
of like life.
yeah, like
like
how you lose.
I'll buy it just because he was so nervous and like I felt
Yeah.
bad for him. But
You deserve the money, mate.
I'll wait for it to come on PS Plus and then I'll.
yeah.
Oh,
PS Plus are paying him anyway, so it's all. Fucking Plants vs Zombies too. Like this is the like exact example what I was saying before. Like everyone in the Bethesda conference, I feel like they just invited loads of like YouTubers who they know would just like get really pumped, and like the EA one was just like, okay, let's invite all the people who we sell stuff to. You know, like all the like proper snobs who like work at corporations. I mean, Plants vs Zombies is kind of the same. I have the same attitude towards it as like
isn't that different now
sort
though?
of Despicable Me and Angry Birds, in sort of like I can see right through these sort of snowball and like giant series is like the ones where it's just like we can make figures, we can make posters, we can make apps, we can make sort of, and it just like it's just it's exactly what it is.
Ooh.
So I just see right through it now.
One?
Like
I think penguins from Madagascar.
Yeah, but that kind of didn't take off as well.
That
like,
didn't take off.
Not as much as like the Minions or Angry Birds.
Shrek, Puss in Boots. That didn't kick off.
Yeah, I didn't even write
game.
it down. I didn't even write it down. It's not even Minions Paradise.
Yeah. But, what are we talking about?
I just thought, oh god, like why?
I'm just so sick. I don't see the appeal at all with fucking Minions.
Well, people will buy it because it's
Yeah,
fucking
exactly,
Minions.
Exactly.
It's
They're so cute and they don't
They're not
speak
cute.
English.
They're not cute at all.
They're like
not
foreigners.
cute. They look. It's just sweet.
boring,
It looks like
really.
sweet corn. It's so shit. It's not cute at all.
What's so cute about walking sweet
I've
corn?
I've never liked them.
Cyclops
And,
and
like,
three little heads.
You see pure like mums on Facebook with them as like the profile pictures. It's like, what the fuck's wrong with you? But yeah, Plants vs Zombies 2. Like they've
Isn't that a shooter now?
Well, Plants vs Zombies 1 was a shooter. Oh,
Was
Garden Warfare. Garden Warfare was a shooter.
Garden
This
Warfare.
is Garden Warfare. Yeah, did you not play it?
No, I
Third
didn't. Like,
person shooter?
basically, I heard like they announced Garden
Is it?
Warfare. Oh, is that gonna be like another plant pop thing? Oh, cool. I
No, it's
didn't
a
even
third-person
bother
shooter.
look
It
at
wasn't
it.
even that bad. It was quite fun.
Really?
This one
Yeah.
is just
It was
like
it was free as well.
it was
wasn't
free.
it?
Yeah, it was. They give it
They
away
made
for
it
free,
free.
on the PS4.
I played Plants vs
so
Zombies.
this is like Garden Warfare 2, which is basically gonna be the same game, only they've added new stuff in.
New characters, which
So,
they could have put it in as
One of
DLC.
them, so one of them is like a superhero zombie, and like they
Yes.
had someone
did-
come
I
out
did
on
actually watch it.
stage in the fucking suit,
Oh,
and he
yeah,
was just
yeah.
like came out just like, and he was like. And like no one was, it was just silent. Like
Silent. It
no
was
one was
silent.
saying. He was just like, "Whoa," he was like trying to get everyone like pumped up, and then the guy came out and he was like, "No, you gotta go," sort of thing. And then like the guy walks
Yeah.
off and like literally like it was just silence. Like no, it was just so fucking lame. Like I just couldn't. I was cringing so much at how bad it was.
pretty-
But and like he like walked away with his head down. I was just like, "Oh fuck off! It's so shit." I'm not even gonna talk about Plants vs Zombies 2 because. It's just I only wanted to say that because it was fucking lame.
Because that did like that pretty much. There was like the flop.
Yeah, it was.
There was a
it
flop
really
of
was.
E3.
I mean, they'll probably sell enough to casual gamers and
Oh, yeah.
younger audience. Because it's like
Yeah.
the good thing about it is it allows people to. The weird thing about shooters is you're firing a weapon regardless of what it is, but there's just something like sort of cathartic about firing something and seeing where the shot goes. Like it's like firing a gun in real life. That's why like kids always have toy guns. There's just something so weird about firing a rubber dart and just seeing where it lands, sort of thing. And like, I feel that's like why people still have shooters for younger people. And I feel like Plants
Yeah.
vs Zombies is perfectly fine for younger audiences as far as shooters go. It's a
That's the
good,
thing,
it's a
though,
good
like,
replacement. I mean, it's
Why
not
would you
necessary,
bother
but-
putting up like that mascot? I
Mm.
just like even you're like there's not gonna be kids and a young audience
I
gonna
know,
be there.
exactly.
That would have been perfect at a children's birthday party, but
Yeah,
oh Jesus Christ.
just bad.
I think what's genius about Garden Warfare is that like because it's targeted obviously for a younger audience, they'll play it, they'll get into it, and then once they start getting a bit older, they'll just buy COD,
Yeah,
and
Yeah,
then
get into COD.
easing into
then
it.
they'll get into then they'll just carry on.
And then
with
once
COD
they-
then.
Done with COD, they'll be on Counter Strike without fucking wrecking.
um,
Fuck, I
Right, let's move on from
Jesus.
Plants vs Zombies before
Yeah.
I die. My most anticipated one for E3 was Mirror's Edge 2. We found
It's
out
not
it's
called
not
2,
called
is it?
Mirror's Edge 2, it's Mirror's Edge Catalyst, which is a prequel. So when it first like came on the screen, I was like, here we go, finally some fucking gameplay. And she was like, this is gonna explore Faith's like background, how she sort of rose to become a runner and stuff like that. And at first, when I first watched it, I was like, oh, that was sick, that was really good, I can't wait for it, sort of thing. She was like, oh, it's coming out February. It's like, fair enough, at least we've got like a release date and stuff now. And then I watched it back a few days ago, and I was like, I didn't even get onto the fact that she said it's an open world. And I was watching it, and I was like, hang on a minute. She was like, there's no missions, it's completely open, you can just explore the world, eat your free will sort of thing. And then, you know what clicked in me? I was like, it's just going to be Dying Light. Dying Light have already done this. I was like I was watching it. I played the shit out of Mirror's Edge. Like, I played so I platinumed it. Probably one of my most proudest platinums. It was quite hard to get. So I could see all like the mechanics and stuff, and it just looked the exact same, only very, very polished and very smooth. And I was like, I kind of feel like Dying Light beat them to the punch, and like they kind of panicked and just like now it's like, oh, we need to just get it out. I know it's different, like it's completely different. There's no zombies in it or anything like that. But
You talking
in
just
terms
about
of in terms of the free running
running?
and the exploration, I feel like Dying Light have beat them to it, which is a bit sad,
Well,
to be honest.
I'm
Like,
sure that it's a bit more though.
and like
I'm
they
sure
didn't
they
even show that.
advanced the.
They didn't even show that much gameplay, which was disappointing. I expected like at least like a full mission, you know, like a 15-minute level, like a mission, where it was literally just like you can run up that wall, great. Like,
When's the release date?
23rd of February.
Next year.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they still got like actually. They should have like put at least.
No,
Was there a
should be
playable
closed.
demo?
I don't know.
Are
Actually,
they?
she didn't say.
Probably-
No. Actually, I think she did.
if
She
it-
did say come to the booth though. I think it might have been, yeah.
It's just that. I think
What happened
well-
to demos? Can we talk about demos for a sec? Why are there no like demos anymore for
I
stuff?
was thinking about that the other
I've only
day.
just clocked on. Like, there's no demos for
there's
Is there
anything.
no demos?
No.
I haven't been
Never-
on the
there's
PS4 store in ages.
hardly
I'm sorry.
ever demos.
I saw a demo for
Wow.
the Stanley Parable before, and I was like, "What? Remember when demos? I've got like literally a full stack. I got all my PlayStation magazines out because I want to talk about something that we're gonna talk about in a minute, but I couldn't find it in the magazine. And I've got like all the demo discs for it, like for PS3. Like where you just put it in and you can download. I've got Super Rubber Dub and all shit like that. Remember?
Super Road.
And
Jesus. I remember watching you play that one time, and I was like, so jealous.
it's so fucking boss. I love it, and it's been removed now as well, so you can't even get it. Oh, rip.
If you still put those CDs in,
Yeah,
right?
rip PS3 pre 2009. Rip.
Rip.
Before they like rebranded it because of Spider-Man.
Fuck.
I can't believe they got fucked over the font. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Yeah, that's all it took from EA really. All the rest of it was just sports. Look, athletes. We've got athletes on stage.
Sports.
It must be
It's-
good.
We like sports.
Our game's so good. We brought a real guy in
Like
to
basketball.
talk about
Real-
this.
The real
Sorry.
sport dude who
Yeah.
plays
One of
b-ball.
those
he's
sports
black.
This guy's a legend. He's been playing actual basketball for 50 years. Come and tell everyone
Cool.
how good this video game is. Like, it's just so.
Like I could wreck you on this
I have
b-ball.
such a weird relationship with sports games. Like, I just think it's.
I mean,
You think like I always. This is like what I always say. You're playing a game of a game. Like, you can go outside and kick a football, and you're playing the same
You're
game.
playing a simulator essentially.
Yeah,
aren't you?
like you can't go out and play fucking. Well, I guess you could play Need for Speed, but well, racing game, racing's sort of on the edge because racing's a bit. You can kind of take racing out of context, but like
Mhm.
football and all shit like that, you can just go outside and do it. Like you're not.
Yeah,
sitting in
but you
front of a
can't do it on the
screen.
pitch with all the famous players,
Oh.
with all those different stats.
Who gives a
Play
shit?
manager.
Football manager. Just people who
Yeah.
went to
Let's
like
move on
fantasy
to
football.
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft.
yeah.
Aisha Taylor was presenting it again. I don't know why I love her so much. She's just like so funny and just like so masculine in her mannerisms, and she's so fucking tall as well. Not to mention hot. She was in Watch Dogs, you know. Did I ever show you that picture that I took in Watch Dogs when it first released last year? On one of the
I think-
missions, she's like, because on Watch Dogs you can access everyone's information. And it tells you the name and like what like sort of security clearance they have and whatever. And she's in it as like a little cameo. It was cool. But yeah, anyway, segues are weird. um, Bo Burnham reference.
Cool.
Um,
You're like mega cool right now.
the first, the first game from Ubisoft. But aside from like the little weird intro, was like, "We're Ubisoft gamers. We're Ubisoft." It was like all the different people. It's like that weird fucking intro. For Honor. Do you guys see that?
Oh yeah, I do want to talk about For Honor because
Does
For
look a
Honor
beast. Like
looks really good, like really
beyond
well
the
done.
pure like metalhead presenter as well. Like they showed like they were like, "Here's the world premiere of something you've never seen before," and it was like For Honor.
That's like really
sort
good,
of,
like yeah.
strategic,
Oh,
sort of
yeah, I remember.
chivalry
Yeah.
sort of game, but more strategic. 4v4.
Yeah,
And how you fight tips the scales of battle sort of thing. So like they showed the trailer of it, and then like this fucking like metalhead like Rob Flynn lookalike like came out, and he was like, "Yeah, yeah, fuck yeah, For Honor," and like it started going on about it, but it looked fucking boss. And
did like the reason I like it is because like there wasn't like it was like a surprise, wasn't it?
yeah, exactly.
Kind of thing.
That's
Like
the one
nobody
thing
like
like about having a new IP.
we did
is you
talk
can-
about that, like how there hasn't been any like real surprises.
Yeah, exactly.
like,
Well,
in
there
the
never is
past
there?
E3s.
And they managed to. They were
Exactly.
saying this on the Rooster Teeth, but when they were
Managed to
interviewing-
keep it like under wraps, like completely.
yeah.
And then when they announced it, like I'm sure
It was an actual surprise. It was weird, and not only that, with when you've got like a new IP, it's easy to keep it under wraps because no one doesn't. It's like Uncharted, for example.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, Uncharted 3 might,
came out,
oh,
so-
Uncharted 4 might be coming this year, sort of thing. They know it exists, so they can automatically draw the line between another one coming. It's like The Last of Us now, the way everyone's going on about The Last of Us 2 might be being made. But this, because it's a brand new IP, obviously no one knew about it to say anything about it, so it just came out of nowhere and it looks beast. By the way, I keep bigging up Rooster Teeth. If you go onto like the YouTube, they interviewed like because they hosted the YouTube panel this year, so they interviewed every single person for each game where they went into more detail and stuff like that. It's quite interesting if you want to like look into more games. But yeah, they had the For Honor guy on.
I weren't that fussed on it, to be honest, on the
Mm.
trailer then.
Really?
For Honor.
Yeah, I was like, is it just gonna be like that over and over and over again? Like,
I guess like they
I-
did
I-
do the same moves, like the same finish, like where he has with the knight, he has like the bastard sword, and he just like uses a hilt to kill someone and pulls it.
it-
Yeah.
He does have a
I,
couple
I
times.
thought it, I
Couple
thought it
times,
looked
so-
quite fun, but I thought if I know if I were playing it, I'd probably get bored of
Well,
it
think about Dark Souls then.
after a couple hours.
It's sort of
Dark Souls.
strategic then. It's like
Yeah,
the same
but-
thing, innit?
Yeah, but that follows like there's stuff to do in that, isn't this?
Oh,
Just
yeah, I
like
suppose.
uh,
Or it's just
like-
multiplayer or online.
multi. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose
There's
it's
no
kind of like
story modes.
chivalry in it, Richard. Really,
Chivalry, yeah.
it's just like
Because like
small-
basically,
like a
if you
smaller
don't know what
scale
chivalry is basically like you pick a side, either red or blue.
it's
Well,
medieval
this is not
warfare.
medieval warfare. Yeah,
So you
pretty
have
much.
classes,
And you have
like,
swords.
with
But
bow
you
and
can like
sword.
block. The blocking system is quite good because you need to be like on point, pretty much. But like for Honor, I think it was like three sides. You got left, right, and bottom. You could block.
Yeah, and
And
you have
pick
to
a side to
determine.
attack.
You have to determine which side your enemy is gonna attack you with, but also
But I feel like
keep in mind
seems
which side
really
you were gonna
quite
defend
easy.
with. Yeah,
because like
I suppose
when he was playing, he's like you could see him switch quite
yeah,
fucking very
fluidly.
fluidly. Even, but I'm sure like the samurai he has fast attacks. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I mean,
if there's
you
a
were-
campaign,
If there's a campaign,
there's
yeah,
a
if they
campaign,
announce like a campaign and there's like
suppose-
actual stuff.
suppose actually it'd probably be
Mm.
pretty decent.
Oh, what do you imagine it like in Dynasty Warriors? Kind of.
That's exactly
campaign.
what I was thinking then. And you know what?
That'd be
I'd kind of go off it if it was like that because I hate games where
I
you have to keep going back to
Probably.
like a hub world to like start a new level. Do you know what I mean? It breaks the tent. Like
Oh yeah.
I can play a story game right the way through to the end in one sitting and just like be immersed the whole time and not even think about how much time I'm spending. But going back to like level selects all the time, I was saying about Shovel Knight, because I've been really tired recently. I'll beat a level in Shovel Knight and I'll just be looking at the overworld, but it's like sort of Super Mario Bros 3 overworld, where you like move around. And I'm just looking and I'm just thinking, oh, there's still 5 levels to go. Like I can't even be asked, and I'll just turn it off. But if like it's string together, sort of thing, I feel like it'd be better. Uncharted, like you can just play through so much of Uncharted because you don't even
like
notice
on
the
Mario,
levels are just like
you
stuck
have to
together.
click it,
Yeah.
or like, or does it like, oh, you pass through and then there's like a loading screen where you're like moving towards the next
No,
castle
so
or whatever.
have you not played Super Mario Bros 3?
No, what's a Mario? Super Mario, what?
Have you played Super Mario World?
Which one's World again? I played Super Mario
man.
Party.
He's googling it now.
No, I'm not.
Okay, so
Super Mario.
Super
World.
Mario Bros 3. Basically, there's an overworld, with like numbered squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Each one's a different level. But there's also other stuff like little like power houses and castles and mid castles.
Nah, the graphics on this look shit. God, that's like fucking 2040p.
Stream just drops. No, you just see me. I just
You're
appear in
out. You're
Richard's
out.
room, just like behind Hitman's spot.
It's like,
But,
hey, Paul.
so there's like an overworld. So then you move over to like level 1, go into it, beat the level, and when you beat the level, you come back out and it's.
I haven't
like,
played Super Mario Bros.
Yeah.
Just not number
That's
3.
a different one though. One
I don't think Super Mario Bros. Never really appealed to me, to be honest.
No.
As a Chinese Asian gamer.
Chinese Asian.
Yeah. Yeah, Italian plumber. Like, come on.
Yeah, but not
Legitness.
one. I don't think
He's
he's
not a
mentioned.
plumber anymore.
Yeah, I don't think he's
I
like
know.
mentioned as a plumber once, like in the games, is he?
I know, like, what is that
No,
from?
he
Is it
is.
just from the movie?
He's mentioned as before they were plumbers, and now they're not. Like I don't think
We
the
used to be
Luigi and
best
Mario are
plumbers,
plumbers anymore.
and now we're not.
I feel like
I think,
they're
like,
from like the
the
real world and
movie-
they like been pulled.
Yeah, the
Kind of.
movie was like when they were plumbers, wasn't it?
Yeah,
But like
but,
in the game, it's never like, oh Mario, come and fix
But-
my toilet.
yeah, no.
You can fill my pipes.
Go down. He goes down on so many pipes.
Jesus.
Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. But yeah, so it's like I keep getting distracted. It's like an overworld, then once you beat the level, you come back to the overworld, you move around the map
Sorry.
sort of thing. And then every now and then there'll be like a little like enemy
One
that'll
second,
like sort of move around and whatever. And the Shovel Knight does the same thing, but it probably breaks the tension of the game up, I think. You know what I mean? Like I don't feel like
Yeah.
I don't feel like
Well, the game's like, is there any like modern representation?
well, if you play
It's kinda so-
Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker sort of does it. So like,
Mm.
you get dropped into a level, you run to the end of the level, plays a cutscene, and then you go back to like the mother base, which is like your hub world, and it's like from here you can upgrade your people, like allocate research slots, or you can start the next level. Once you've beat a level, like and you go back to that hub world and you start organising stuff, you don't feel like playing the game, like you don't feel like playing the next level. Probably breaks the tension up. Whereas the other Metal Gears is literally just
Where you
like
select
right
levels.
just right the way through, just like a story continuously.
Oh, yeah.
You wouldn't even notice. It's just like a film. I definitely prefer games like that. Devil May Cry as well is sort of the same, but only if
That
you,
loading screens.
only if you quit out. So like Devil May Cry 4, for example, you'll beat like level 1, and it's like level 1 complete. You got A rank or S rank.
Oh
level,
yeah, I remember.
and it's like,
now.
would you like to continue or quit? So then you continue, it just instantly starts the next level. So that kind of breaks it up, but not as much. If you quit out, that's when it does the level select. But other than that, like, not many games do it. Well,
I remember
anymore.
Devil May Cry 4.
really breaks it. It's out on the PS4 now, you know.
The HD version.
20 quid,
remake.
yeah. 20. I was gonna buy it the other day, but then it's 20 quid. They've got proper in-game purchases as well. You know the blue
Have they?
orbs. You know the blue orbs to increase your
Yeah.
health. That like are collectibles. You can just
Yeah,
buy.
yeah.
You can just buy them all and get full health. Fucking stupid. I fucking hate it. Not I hate more than like being able to just pay to win.
Yeah, it does seem like fucking.
You
disgusting.
always defend it like people don't have enough time to like you might have enough time to get into the game, but it's like don't fucking play it then. Like
Yeah.
the game is about the reward
Even if
and like
it's
learning.
already been out, it's not a new game. It's
I know.
already out, and like people have. It's like they're giving
2008
like people like
2008 it
a
was
shit
released.
house way to like okay, look whatever we make
Because you're
money
not
as well.
learning.
So.
Games are about learning stuff, and you're not learning it. You're just learning how
Thing
to
is-
fucking cheat. Dan's taking his old man meds.
I've got such a bad toothache all day.
Fucking hell.
Really,
I feel
Do
everyone.
you put the pill in first or and then water?
yeah.
Why do you not? You like swallow
No,
all the
I-
water first and then wash it down with a tablet. You
I
like
drink
all
a bit of water
the water's
first.
just like in your throat, like,
Yeah.
and you put the tablet in, it goes. It's like, it's like a little
I
plug.
choke on
It
water.
starts like swelling up. A plug hole.
Push it.
No, a bit of water. The pill, more water.
What
Yep,
were we
go on,
talking
as
about?
we
Okay,
were.
For honor.
For honor.
Let's just move on.
Uh,
We're spending
For
so much
Honor.
time on this. Rainbow Six Siege,
not
aka Evolve 2. Like, I feel like it.
Evolve.
I mean,
Siege.
Yeah,
Evolve 2.
yeah. It's
Why?
it's not like obviously.
thinking,
Obviously, it's not.
what's the knots?
Obviously, it's not the same, but sort of.
It's the same story.
It's
Oh
sort
my
of like
god.
that.
It's Evolve in the future.
It's sort of that like that sort of.
Illuminati confirmed.
If you got 5 friends who really want to play online, okay, play this game. Like, I feel like playing it with randoms is just gonna be shit. You know what I mean?
Well, are you talking about because it's strategically? That you say that, but like Counter Strike is pretty much similar.
No, well, no, you can go away
It is-
playing. You can go away playing Counter Strike like, and only saying minimal stuff to your team. Like with them sorts of games, it's like 100% teamwork. So like at all time, like Counter Strike, you can go away with sort of
Well,
not
I
saying
can see
stuff.
Evolve, but no, not when you're fighting 5 other people. Because
Yeah,
Evolve
I
is so
guess,
much
I
easier
guess.
because like you do need teamwork because there's your first is one other person. He
Yeah.
does not need to communicate. He does not need to like let other people know. Like oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, I
Other
guess
than
so.
teammates.
But it's sort
exactly.
of the,
So it's just
you,
so.
like, you must understand what I mean. Though it's sort of like
I
that,
do
like,
understand what you mean. Like, but both
it's
teams
like a
kind of
template.
need
It's like a template.
teamwork. So
Yeah.
like I assume that if you have a 5-man team, it'll hopefully the search engine will put you together
Mm.
with another 5-man team. But if you're with like it's like Last of Us, they have no parties allowed.
Oh yeah,
So they do something like that, then it puts both teams on equal footing,
yeah.
which
I mean,
will be fine. But I'm
again-
not actually into
again,
Siege.
like,
It doesn't
it's
look
just-
boring.
There's just that many games come out. It's not priority for
Yeah.
me at all.
Yeah. Siege. Shut up. It's on your Amazon wish list.
No, I only put the collector's edition on it because
Mm,
it looked cool. I'm,
Oh,
there's too
I
many
won't-
other
I won't
games
buy
coming out. Said
Maybe
that about-
Santa will
said
buy
that
it for
about
you.
Destiny. Destiny, that's the edition.
um.